Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. South Korea holds war games near disputed islands. The move comes amid diplomatic tensions with Japan over ownership of the Dokdo or Takeshima Islands. So apparently this is a dispute over the Takeshima or the Dokdo Islands, as you see right there. And this is a dispute with Japan, as they say right here. So it says, South Korea has conducted military drills near islands at the center of territorial dispute with Japan, the news agency Yonhap reported on Friday, citing sources with knowledge of the matter. It says the drills came after Japan reiterated its claims to the Dokdo Islands, which it calls Takeshima, in its annual defense policy paper released this month. Seoul has protested Tokyo's renewed attempts to claim ownership of the islands and has stated that such moves do not help efforts to build future-oriented relationships between the two nations. Which really, you South Koreans, you're Moabites. You Japanese people, you South Koreans, you are the biblical Moabites. You, the North Koreans and the Chinese, you're all biblical Moabites according to the Holy Scriptures. Okay? And you Japanese people, you are the biblical Ammonites. Now, when you read the book of Genesis on account of Lot and his daughters, okay, Ammon and Moab, they both came from the same father whose mother was their father's daughter. So Moab and Ammon was born of incest. Okay, Moab and Ammon are actually brothers, but here it is, y'all are fighting amongst each other, and you're brothers. Okay. Now again, Ammon and Moab, their mother was their father's daughter. Okay. Well, actually, Ammon and Moab come from two separate mothers, but that still don't change the fact that Moab and Ammon, their father was Lot, but their mothers was actually their father's daughters. So y'all were born out of incest, and the Holy Scriptures calls y'all bastards. Here it is, y'all are brothers, but y'all fighting amongst each other. But anyways, it says the government strongly protests against Japan's repetition of its sovereignty over Dokdo, clearly an integral part of the Korean territories in terms of history, geography, and international law, and urges to immediately scrap it. South Korean Foreign Ministry spokesperson Choi Yong-sam said in a statement last week. Known as the Leoncourt Rocks internationally Dokdo in South Korea and Takeshima in Japan, the islands are located in the western part of the Sea of Japan or East Sea as referred to by some countries. Japan officially controlled the islands from 1910 to 1945 during its colonial reign over Korea. However, after World War II, they fell back under the de facto control of South Korea, which to this day has a small police force stationed there. Sources told Yonhap that Friday's drills were aimed at ensuring the country's military readiness to fend off potential foreign incursions on the rocky outcrops. Dokdo is our territory, says South Korea, and these drills are part of regular ones that we conduct every year. One official was quoted as saying the condition of anonymity. Okay, South Korea has been holding military drills near the island since 1986 and has conducted them twice annually since 2003. The first drill of the year is usually in June, although this year it was apparently pushed back as the United States, South Korea, and Japan seek to deepen their security ties amid rising tensions with North Korea, according to Yonhap. In June, the three states agreed to resume joint military exercises, which were last held in 2017. Earlier this month, the United States and South Korea carried out the first joint exercises involving fifth-generation stealth jet fighters. The exercise took place after Seoul accused Pyongyang, the president of North Korea, of conducting test missile launches, breaking a self-imposed 2018 moratorium. In June, South Korean authorities warned that they would react promptly and sternly against any provocations coming from the north. So as you see here, we're hearing of many wars and rumors of wars. South Korea saying they're going to do this to North Korea. North Korea saying they're going to do this. Japan saying they're going to do this. And South Korea saying they're going to do this to Japan, and, etc., and blase. But, we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Now, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." The Gentiles of Joel 3 and 9 is talking about the Chinese people, the biblical Moabites, the Japanese people, the biblical Ammonites, the North and South Koreans, which are biblical Moabites, the Africans, which are the biblical Hamites, so-called white people, the biblical Edomites, Russians, the so-called white Russians, which are biblical Edomites, the so-called white Europeans, which are biblical Edomites, the so-called white Australians, which are biblical Edomites, okay, the Hawaiians, which are the biblical Japhites, the Arabs, which are the biblical Ishmaelites, the East Indians, which are the biblical Elamites. Okay, these are your Gentiles of Joel 3 and 9. So Joel 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Okay. In verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So the key point there is, prepare war. And that's what these war games are for. These war games are no more than a preparation for war against a particular country. Okay? And North Korea can say they are strong because they have nuclear capability, whereas they was once regarded as weak. Okay, so again, let's go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Here's this, and that's prophecy. Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, prophesied of this over 2,000 years ago. He said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Here's your example of hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Threatening Japan to retaliate, to retaliate if they don't leave the island of Dokdo, which is what South Korea calls the island, if Japan doesn't leave that island alone. Okay? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. So Yahushua said, don't see that you be not troubled, because these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Meaning the end is not by and by. So we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Countries making threats to retaliate to other countries over islands. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom. So on to the next one.